This coming weekend, Rose Namajunas will be taking on Amanda Ribas in the flyweight division, and I'm gonna be going through the entire card from top to bottom and giving my thoughts and breakdowns of every fight. Starting off with, also to be clear, I haven't watched a lot of these fights in advance, so you know, I'll try and really break down the ones where I've seen the fighters fight, but the other ones I kind of just fucking eyeball it because I couldn't be bothered to watch the fights right now and go back. The first fight, actually a good fight. I like this matchup. It's a decent matchup. Parkin versus Mohamed Usman. I'm picking Parkin. Mohamed Usman. This battle comes down to what is better, or what is more useful in a fight: athleticism or technique and skill. And I just think that Parkin is just like better striker, better boxer. I think Usman's big, strong, and athletic. He's an Usman. He's Kamaru Usman's brother. I just think that Parkin is, better technically. Now I don't know how he's gonna do with the takedowns because Mohamed Usman's fucking strong. But I just see Parkin being able to take him down, or not take him down. I see him just being able to chew up that lead leg and beat him up on the feet. That's what I see being able to happen. Who knows? Maybe Mohamed Usman did some Kamaru Usman type shit and randomly learned how to box, and he's gonna do the fucking. He's gonna knock out Parkin cold like Kamaru did Jorge, but I don't see it happening. And so I just think Parkin, he's gonna chew up that lead leg with them outside low kicks. He's gonna just pop his head with jabs, and I think he's just gonna piece him up for the fight. Igor Severino and Andre Lima. These guys fought in the Contender Series. I feel like I should remember it, but for some reason I just don't. Damn, they're kind of both built the same exact way. One's 25 and one's 20. Holy fuck, they're both young. I'm going to go with Andre Lima just because he's older, might have more experience. Oh, fuck. Well, actually, Igor Severino. I don't know. Based on what I'm saying, I'll say Igor Severino. Could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. I'll watch back the fights later. Couldn't be bothered to do it. I'm not doing these fights. I don't know who any of them are, who either of these guys are. I'm not breaking down their fight. Steven Nguyen versus Jarno Aarons. I'm going with Steven Nguyen because Jarno Aarons lost to Sung Woo Choi. How do you do that? Is that even possible? I guess so. I think Steven Nguyen, based on what I've seen on the Contender Series, fucking high pace, heavy hands, good boxing. The guy he has heart and he does not give up. And dude, he's pretty quick-handed. I think he'd be able to piece up Jarno Aarons, probably first round TKO. Miles Johns and Cody Gibson. Dude, this is rough for me to pick because it's like Cody Gibson lost to Brad Katona, and Brad Katona got fucked up by Garrett Armfield. But then again, when Cody Gibson wasn't getting rocked, he was piecing the fuck up out of Brad Katona. And it's just like, I really don't know. Because he's long, he's got some pop in his shots, he's got good striking. But I don't know if I can trust someone who's lost to Brad Katona. Then again, Miles Johns, let's look at this really quick. Last fight was against Dan Argueta. What happened here? think it was a drug thing. Was this Fiziev Gamrot? Oh, this was. I think it was like I think it might have been a drug test thing. The last loss was to John Castaneda. John Castaneda's not that bad. Fuck. John Castaneda's pretty decent. I don't know, dude. It's like I see potential in all of them, but I just don't think I can pick them. You see, look at them. They're both these guys plus 130. I think if Brad Katona beat Garrett Armfield, both of these guys minus like maybe like minus 155, minus 200. But I just think since Katona lost, it's kind of dropped faith in these guys. Fuck. I'm gonna go with Miles John. I think he'll be able to pull it off. I don't know how. Don't ask me how he's gonna do it. I don't know how. I just don't think I can put faith in Cody Gibson. Ricardo Ramos versus Julian Erosa, if I remember correctly. Let me see this. He's lost to Alex Harris, but he's beat Hakeem Dawodu and he subbed Charles Jourdain. Those are actually pretty good wins. And if I remember correctly, yeah, you lost via submission to Charles Jourdain. Oof. I'm gonna go with Julian Erosa. I just trust from whatever he's been able to do to previous opponents. I think he could probably do to Ricardo Ramos. And I know it's a bit of MMA math, and it doesn't always work, but, you know, he subbed Charles Jourdain. Charles Jourdain subbed you. Theoretically speaking, you know. I'm just going to go with Julian Erosa. Kurt Holobaugh, Trey Ogden. Kurt Holobaugh, I have faith in. He's one of the ones that I really have a lot of faith in. If you've seen his fights on Tough, and if you've seen the fight on 299, the guy will stand in front of you, throw, he has heat in his hands, a granite chin, and he has a crazy fucking pace for being 37. I think it's the old man strength. I mean, dude, he's really got that. It's the southern, like, it's a southern, like, cowboy strength. Do you see that fucking tan line? You see the tan lines? This man cannot lose. He's one of the ones I have faith in. Trey Ogden, like, he beat Daniel Zellhuber, but he lost to Jordan Levitt. He lost to Ignacio Bahamondes. He beat Nicholas Mota, but, you know, it's kind of like, who hasn't? And a lot of his victories are, like, all of his finishes are submission, but you look at this. Kurt Holobaugh is, damn, he's got submission game. Like, look, right here. He tries to roll out of the armbar, and he rolls straight into it, and he transitions straight to a triangle, tight as hell. But Austin Hubbard, Jason Knight. How good was Jason Knight, anyways? 23-8, dude. Fuck. Damn, it's just like, yeah, he kind of went like 0-3 in the UFC. That's crazy to think that Raoni Barcelos is a bantamweight now, and Kurt Holobaugh fought Raoni Barcelos. He lost to Shane Burgos and Thiago Moises. He's only been submitted by, yeah, he's only been finished twice, and I haven't seen the Raoni Barcelos fight, so I couldn't tell you like what exactly it was, but damn, it's just, oof. You know, I'll pick Kurt Holobaugh. Yeah, I'll pick Kurt Holobaugh. I think he can get it done. I don't know. Something has happened in this man's life that has given him a second wind. Something has happened that this man has, his physical age has gone back 5 years compared to his chronological age. this man may be 37, but right now, he got a second win. His body's 35 again. Or 30, 32. 32. I'm retarded. But yeah, dude, I just think he could get it done. Fernando Padilla, Luis Pajuelo. I'm gonna go with Luis Pajuelo because Fernando Padilla. Look at that build. He lost to Kyle Nelson. Okay, by getting outstruck, no less. And Luis Pajuelo, he's like a what? I think it was Puerto Rican or where is he from? Peruvian. He's a Peruvian boxing champion. And usually that doesn't mean a lot. But South American country, like South and Central American countries, like boxing is like their culture. Like if there was like a fighter that came to UFC and there was like, oh, European national kickboxing champion, you're thinking, yeah, all right, he still might get pieced the fuck up. If you heard a UFC fighter, if you heard someone on Contender Series come in, Mexican national boxing champion, you're thinking, oof, damn, okay. This guy, what is he, training with Canelo? You just might. I think Luis Pajuelo can get it done. And Fernando Padilla, he's got a really skinny and soy build. I think if he gets touched up once hard enough, he fucking dies. I'll go with Luis Pajuelo. I'm going with Yusuf Zalal for this one. Billy Q versus Yusuf Zalal. Billy Q, I like him. He's a fun fighter. I think he leaves himself a little bit too open, bruh. The way he was running in so blindly and slowly and open against Barbosa, that's what got him caught with that knee. He was telegraphing that shot from miles away. And Yusuf Zalal, yeah, he had his UFC run didn't go well, but he was able to take a round off Ilia Topuria by outstriking him. He's only 27, and this is going to be his second time in the UFC at only 27. He's got to have made some drastic improvements. He's on like a 3-fight KO streak right now. He arguably beat Sean Woodson. The same Sean Woodson that pieced the fuck up out of, what's his name? Charles Jourdain. Almost forgot his name for a second. You know, I feel like he beats Billy Q. Maybe give him like a Damon Jackson. Oof. I could see Yusuf Zalal getting it done. I think he's longer. I've seen the fights he's been winning. He's been making improvements to his striking. I mean, I'm pretty sure when he came to the UFC, he was a wrestler anyways. So I think he's got a good all-around game. I think he can pull it. I think he can get it done. He's taking this fight on short notice though, so that worries me a bit. But I think he can get it done, and I would like to see him get it done. What fight is he on the card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, Jesus. 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 fights on this card. Jesus, I have to wait through how many of them? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Damn, he's the 10th fight. But Mohamed Usman and Mick Parkin's the early prelim opener, and Steven. Yeah, no, I actually don't mind this. A lot of good fights. Undefeated versus undefeated is kind of crazy, though. You gotta, and this is in the flyweight. This is what I don't like. They'll put an undefeated guy against an undefeated guy, and then it's like, oh, fuck. Either one of these guys is that guy, or one of them isn't. Because if anything, I'd want to wait for these guys to be in like a title eliminator at least. So if one fights for the title and then loses, then the other could probably just like win one, and then they get back in the title. But whatever. Okay, moving on. Payton Talbott versus Cameron Saaiman. This is top tier matchmaking. This is good fucking matchmaking, because this is a very unpredictable fight. Payton Talbott he's one of those fighters that, you know, he kind of starts off a little bit slower. You know, he'll kind of march you down. He likes to try and he likes to try and get into a rhythm, and you can't let him get into that rhythm, because once he does, he finds the shots so easy. He's so good at finding the shots, and he's so good with his shot selection. You can't let him get into a rhythm, because once he gets into said rhythm, then it's over. Like, once he's in that rhythm, it's really hard to, to avoid what he's doing. Because he's just in, like, a flow state. He knows where you are, where you're going to move. He, like, downloads your pattern. It's hard. And, humans are, like, creatures of habit. When you think something is working, you keep going back to it. And Payton Talbott's the kind of guy that's going to figure that out really easily and take advantage of that. But in his first fight against Nick Aguirre, he was getting taken down, held down, out-grappled, and Nick Aguirre, not all that. That's not a good look. It's really not a good look at all. And Cameron Saaiman, went blow for blow with Christian Rodriguez. He's like, the best way I've heard it been described is by Lucas Tracy. He's a mini Dricus du Plessis. He's got that good grappling. He's got good boxing. He was on a 3-fight UFC win streak before that. Yeah, look at that. 3 fights in a row with, like, 3 KOs. Wow, that's crazy that he made his debut on Blachowicz versus Ankalaev. And, like, look right here. You can see his boxing. He's good. He's a good boxer. He can mix it up well. Yeah, he lost to Christian Rodriguez, but it was a pace. It was a fucking hard pace that Christian Rodriguez puts on, that he always does. Christian Rodriguez always puts on, like, a hard pace. And then usually and he just likes to wear his opponents down, and Cameron Saaiman was able to keep up, but he got behind early and he just wasn't able to get back ahead. I don't think he'll fall that far behind from Payton Talbott. I think he'll be able to beat Payton Talbott. I don't think he's KOing him. I think if he gets it done, it's either submission or it's I think he either gets a submission or a unanimous decision, probably 29-28. But I just I don't damn, this is really hard because it's like Cameron Saaiman is getting clipped by Rodriguez on the striking, and Payton Talbott, I think, it's probably a better striker than Christian Rodriguez. I'm still gonna chill with Cameron Saaiman. Oh fuck, I've been picking a lot of underdogs. Oh well, that's about to switch up soon. I think Cameron Rodriguez or Cameron Saaiman. Oof, I think he could get it done. How many underdogs have I picked? Oh fuck. Oh Jesus, I picked a lot. I picked this guy. I picked 1 underdog, 2 underdogs, 3 underdog, 4, 5, 6. Oh, dude, I picked 6 underdogs. Yeah, well, that's changing now. Oh, my mom just asked if I wanted Chipotle. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful day. All right, but, next up, we got Edmund Shabazian versus AJ Dobson. Let me see if I'm correct. Yep. This is the same AJ Dobson. Okay. Edmund Shabazian's probably going to knock him out in the first round, I think. And here's the thing. I think if he doesn't, I think he's fucked rounds 2 and 3. Edmund Shabazian, guys like Imavov, like McGregor, Imavov, McGregor, they suffer from the same, and I mentioned McGregor, I refer to it as the McGregor syndrome. Okay? Not that they're drunk and they post videos of their wife sucking them off on their yacht. It's that they're incredibly dangerous, fast, precise, explosive, technical that first round. But they gas. They'll gas out, and it just when they hit those, like, when they reach those deep waters, they fade, and they fade hard. And yeah, I know Imavov was able to go, 5 rounds with Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze can't strike for shit. Roman Dolidze can't strike, he can't wrestle. Roman Dolidze literally relies on you taking him down, and then you realizing, oh fuck, this guy has some of the nastiest jiu-jitsu I've seen. I think Edmen Shabazian is just better. And who knows, maybe he's been doing some, like, serious cardio work. I mean, what? He was beating up Anthony Hernandez in that first round. Let's not ignore it like he wasn't doing that. He was beating up Anthony Hernandez in that first round. And then Anthony Hernandez, like he literally always does, just remembers, I'm a cardio demon. And he pushes that Marab-like pace, but he can finish a fight. I just see Edmen. I just think he's the better fighter. That's pretty much it. That's about it. Carl Williams and Justin Taffa. Let me look at this. This would be Chase Sherman, Lucas Brazil. I think Carl Williams is going to get done. I think he's going to take him down. I think he's going to hold him down. And I think he's probably going to beat him up on the ground. Justin Taffa has really not shown much of a ground game. He's also fat and kind of pudgy. He's kind of like every heavyweight. He's like like Lucas Tracy said, it's just a new age Mark Hunt. And Carl Williams, you can just tell by looking at this picture, he's not just some fat, pudgy heavyweight. He's a semi-athletic heavyweight. Hold on, didn't he? Okay. I thought I saw a loss on there for some reason. I don't know why. I'm tweaking, bro. I'm geeking. He's not just some fat, pudgy heavyweight. He's like an athletic heavyweight. And I just see... I don't see Justin Taffa really dealing with the wrestling in any ways. So, I'm going to go with Carl Williams. I'd like for Taffa to get it done. He's a fun fighter. Everyone loves him. But, I mean, when you're switching up from going from, like, Marcos Rogerio de Lima to Carl Williams, bit of a switch up. It's a bit of a switch up, and, you know, I don't know. I just think the Taffa brothers are probably going to take their L's today. Amanda Ribas versus Rose Namajunas. I'm going with Rose Namajunas. First off, I think she's bigger, and I just think she's better. Her fight against Manon Fiora, yeah, she lost, but she broke her pinky in the first round. Then again, does that really matter all that much? It's your pinky. But again, you know, Fiora was also bigger and longer than Namajunas on like a 5-fight win streak. Can't really put too much on Rose for that. And, hey, she was still landing decent shots on Fiora. She was still landing decent shots, so I think she'll be able to beat Amanda Ribas. You know, put herself back in those rankings, get back into the fight game. And hopefully it's not a fucking stinker. Hopefully I don't have to watch 5 rounds of, you know, fuck all. Like it was with her and Esparza. I'm going to watch the first 2 rounds of the fight, and then if it looks anything like Namajunas versus Esparza, I'm turning it off, and I'm going to do something else. And I'm going to fucking cry. But I don't think it'd be like that. I think it's probably going to be a pretty active fight, and, you know, I think Namajunas can do it. I think Namajunas wins. But, yeah, those are my picks. Tell me if you guys have your picks. Tell me who you guys think is going to win, and, yeah, that's about it. Peace.